Oh boy, yes, you see this correctly. I bought a Beyblade Burst Pro Series. And no, this video is not sponsored. In fact, I went to my local Walmart, found this last Beyblade on the shelf for Pro Series, and guess what? I paid the $20 for this starter. Pretty freaking steep, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look. Just putting this out there, these will be my first impressions and thoughts. I have heard about the controversy surrounding these, but again, we'll get into that. So check this out. The box looks really just like TT. This is Hasbro's take on repackaging to Cartoon Beyblades, or so we thought. Because yes, this very much looks like a TT starter box. The design, everything looks on point, you have to admit. In fact, the name is even more promising. We're getting Judgement Joker instead of Joker J5, whatever they call it. And then we got right smack dab in the middle all of these letters and numbers, which really don't mean much. But anyway, on the back, we have the parts. And no, this is not the stock combo. In fact, it's a mix of a bunch of parts. But that's kind of what Pro Series is doing, I guess. They're not really giving us stock combos per se. I'm not really sure why that is, but anyway, the main gimmick here is rubber attack ring, of course from Judgement, because they actually made it, as it should have been from the start. But let's go ahead and open this up. And oh, looks like there's no tape. What's going on? Alright, well, let's just take everything out. And oh, it's already assembled? What? No way. Okay, no, I'm kidding, guys. I already unboxed this previously. My footage became corrupted, so I have to shoot this again. And yes, this is the Beyblade all put together. Let's go ahead and take it apart. But before that, here's a quick look at the sticker sheet, which looks pretty much like TT sticker sheets. It's like that kind of glossy sticker paper, more plasticky than paper, so it is really durable. And we don't really get stickers often, so that's a plus. Next up is the instructions, which look pretty promising. In fact, they even tell you where to put the stickers, tells you how to assemble it. And yes, it looks like this is the standard GT in the sense that you get the tabs. Yes, this looks very, very promising right off the bat. Also mentions a launcher, which the launcher is in fact a TT launcher. And then of course the stadium, which is pretty much like a BO9, just kind of Hasbrofied. Yeah, I don't have the stadium though. Hey, maybe if this video does well, hey, maybe if this video gets 500 likes, we'll buy that set. How about that? But anyway, let me go ahead and get a close-up of the parts. Alright, I'm back with a closer comparison, and I just want to make a note that the top here is TT and the bottom is Hasbro. So if you get a little bit confused, keep in mind that the TT parts are on the top. So anyway, let's go ahead and start off with the chip. And I'm just going to do a side-by-side comparison / close-up. On the left is Hasbro with no stickers, on the right is TT. They look pretty identical. Granted, Hasbro is using a kind of more darker and cloudy plastic, which should be expected. No QR code on the bottom though. Check that out. Now, as for the teeth, they look pretty solid, I guess. Hard to tell really, but right off the bat, again, first impressions, they look the same. Next up, and before I mix these up, on the right is Hasbro's Sen, and on the left is TT Sen. I don't notice anything different right off the bat. They seem to be about the same. I'm pretty sure they're the same. Not much to say about it except that it's a weight. And then here's where things get a little bit interesting, and that's the base. So of course, my TT Judgement is very much worn down. You can see the contact points have rounded out. But one thing that is different is the color. Again, Hasbro's a little bit more lighter, more vibrant, you could say, but the rubber on both is completely different. In fact, TT is that kind of gummy, kind of squishy rubber, almost like a soft eraser, a little bit of a hard eraser actually, whereas this is just really, really stiff rubber, and I'm not really sure why they even call this rubber, because This to me feels like just like a really stiff rubber more than anything. I don't know, I don't think it's really gonna do the same magic that TT Judgment does, because it's not as gummy, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see in battle, but they do still keep the same gimmick of the burst stoppers, or I guess you can call it the burst stopper, on the end here. And yes, they do both accept GT chips. So very interesting. Next up is Zero, and again, not really much of a difference. This is just a random Zero I took, and then this is the one I came with. Discs are pretty much interchangeable completely. Same thing with the frame. The one from the left is from Christ Satan TT. The one on the right is Hasbro's version. This is a slightly different shade of purple, and it almost looks like the one on the right. It's just a little bit more clear. I hope I'm not mixing these up. Anyway, the drivers. Oh my gosh, I'm almost mixing these up. But Ultimate Reboot on both. And again, slight color difference. TT on the left, Hasbro on the right. The rubber feels about the same. It's even weird that they call it rubber, because it's like a really kind of stiff rubber. I don't know, maybe TT's is a little bit softer than Hasbro's, but they both work the same with the springs, spring activated. Yeah, looking at the springs and all that looks kind of the same. I don't know if they were different height. Oh yeah, one other big thing is that Hasbro they still continue to give these ugly like serial codes on the drivers. I don't know why. TT has never done that. But there you have it for a close-up. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble both of them. I guess I'll start out with TT. So TT, we just slap it together, even though this isn't the stock combo. I want to make that clear. The stock combo is, I want to say 0 turn trick. I don't even remember the stock combo, guys. But yeah. So it clicks because it's TT, and that's kind of what we're expecting. But keep in mind that the last click is pretty much kind of sticky because of that burst stopper. Now keep that in mind when we get to the Hasbro one, because we're in for a big surprise. We put this together like any TT Beyblade, or TT GT Beyblade. Wow, it's a mouthful. And we get the disc together. Get it all set up. Moment of truth. The teeth kind of click the same, but not really. There's definitely more resistance in the TT teeth than the Hasbro one. And I'm not really making this up. This is as it is. Granted, also the last click doesn't really have that resistance that we get with the TT version. So yeah, Well, I think what would be best to do now is just a quick weight comparison, see if there's any discrepancies. So we'll start off with TT. TT is sitting at 56.98. Next up is Hasbro Pro Series. 56.7, so about a 0.2 gram difference. When you think about it, that's not a lot. It's just 0.2 of a gram, so pretty much identical in weight. I don't know, right off the bat, I'm really disappointed in the rubber and also the burst stopper and the clicks. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the stadium. We'll do some test battles and get a better feel for its performance. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with a test launch. Right off the bat, pretty aggressive. It is on Ultimate Reboot, so we should see it kick in right about now. Not too bad. Pretty pretty much performs like the TT one, at least just looking at it right now. But let's go ahead and switch over to some test battles. Alright, you just saw the battles, and honestly, its performance is kind of meh. Not really what I would have expected for the TT release. I really just feel like this isn't worth the markup. I mean, the presentation is very much premium with the box and how it's packaged, but is this $20 worth of premium? I don't think so. You can easily find a TT version of Joker for less than $20. In fact, I just checked eBay today at the time of recording this video, and I found the Young Toys release for around $15. So you're saving $5. The only thing that you could argue for this is that there's convenience. You can go to your local Target or Walmart and pick it up, but it's not really the same as the cards home. And I want to make that clear because where the controversy comes into play, and this, again, I haven't proven it myself, but what people are saying is that the teeth quality of the GT chips and the other layers in the Pro Series are not the same because Hasbro, of course, uses a different plastic, a plastic that's more softer and more malleable, so it has more stress marks quickly. TT doesn't really do that. TT just kind of has more strength and it's more rigid. And the problem with that is that these teeth wear out super fast. Not worth it. You can easily find your TT version online. You just need to be a little bit patient, wait a few days, and you'll be good. Another thing that people are saying is that these Beyblades Pro Series truly aren't cross-compatible with TT because you can, in theory, mix the parts around, like the drivers, but they're not really meant for each other because the measurements, especially on the driver, are a bit off. At least that's what people are saying. And because the teeth wear is an issue on these, if you use a dash driver or a metal driver, you will ruin the teeth permanently. And in fact, with this teeth wear, we have the dash driver / metal driver controversy, which I'm gonna go ahead and do it for you guys because I think it's important. So these teeth, in theory, should work with these drivers, right? Because they're teeth. Well, not all teeth are made the same. And I'm gonna try it out with Unite Dash from World Spriggan. So there's definitely more resistance. Doing this maybe 1 or 2 times. I mean, it definitely clicks harder, that's for sure. Looking at it, I don't notice any like apparent wear, maybe a little bit of stress marks. It's kind of hard to tell, but I guess the deal breaker could be these metal drivers like Metal Fusion. I feel like it might grind the teeth out. Doing a couple of attempts. Wow, that didn't really click. Did I ruin the teeth already? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing a little bit more wear now. So, yeah, I mean, this is just like a couple of test uses, and I'm already seeing marks. That's a red flag, because I'm sure that with wear and tear, it's gonna just destroy them. So yeah, definitely not worth the $20 markup. I can't reiterate this enough. Go with TT, you won't be disappointed. I think there should be no debate here. That's it for this video. I hope you guys found it to be informative. If you have different opinions or you don't agree with me, that's fine too, because, you know, I'm all for it. So let me know your guys' thoughts on Pro Series. Will I buy another one? That's up to you guys. If this video gets 500 likes, just maybe I'll buy another one and critique it. This was just my brutally honest review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.